Good evening, everybody. Tuesday the 5th of July. How are we all keeping? Hope that we're all safe and well. Those that couldn't be with us get well soon, and those that are on holidays enjoy. COVID didn't really have a big hit on the classes this week. One or two are down positive, which is good compared to 2 weeks ago when we had 85% of members out of action due to COVID. So as I always say, all we can do is keep ourselves safe, wear our mask where we can, and hand gel where you can find it. If not, back to bringing your own. Fantastic weight loss to the start of the month of July. If we didn't have a great week, it's never too late to start and make a difference for the month of July. Really encourage everyone to keep your food diary. It kept me really busy last night and today, which is great, and it's really job satisfaction when I can give you feedback on the food diary and we get an answer as to why you might have been disappointed at the scales, why you felt that you had a good week, but the food diary might show something different, that we were a little bit over on carbs, which was kind of the general rule of thumb that has happened this week, is that we were over on carbs, maybe hitting 5 or 6 a day. So just to watch that this week is a message, let's say, across the board for us all, to watch our carbs. Really make sure we're drinking our 2 litres of water. Don't be deceived that there's no sunshine. Obviously, you know that it's still warm out, so therefore we would need to be drinking definitely our 2 litres of water. And I want you to be sure when I say, are we drinking our 2 litres, that you're saying absolutely minimum 2 litres is what I drink, if not definitely more. So encourage everyone to keep the food diary this week. Make sure that we're drinking our water. As I said, it's never too late to make a difference for July, to lay our groundwork, really starting now, Tuesday the 5th of July, to make our change so that we see change on the scales next week. Time is absolutely flying by. Just apologies to Tuesday morning members that Mark from Brohies wasn't there today. He will be there next week. He has confirmed that to me with samples in class, and also every member to have their own sample as well. I know Monday evening members that you're enjoying the samples that you got and also the samples that was in class. Please feel free to take pictures, put them up onto the group or onto the social media pages. It does help Brohies going forward, and also our relationship with them that in future that we can get more free samples. It's good for us and the programme, and it's good for our weight loss. Hartley's Jelly is also sending out packs to me. So there will be one for everyone in the audience. I always wanted to say that, so I'll keep you posted as to when they arrive, and obviously the same day or week that I received them, I'll be distributing them in class. So this week's talk is how to tackle nighttime cravings. So in both classes, the majority of hands was up for when I asked who would feel that nighttime is maybe the downfall. So if you're in the minority, the nighttime eating, that is not your time. You will know the time of day, so it could be during the day, it could be in the morning time. So just adapt this week's talk to your time of day when you feel that that might be your downfall when it comes to food. Generally what can happen when we're nighttime eaters, we tend to start the day with good intentions, and then bang, evening time comes. So not even nighttime comes, just the evening where we're sitting kind of relaxing. And for me, I haven't stopped yet, and I know it's probably just after 8 o'clock, but that's okay. Keeping busy is okay for me. Stops me at the fridge or the presses. But some of you might already be relaxing, and that's fine. But when we go into that relax mode, we just kind of relax and we think that we want something to eat. So again, it's boredom, it's a habit. And we can break that habit. Like Monday morning's message that went into the group, it takes 21 times of saying no to something, and I have been trained on the quit smoking campaign, and this is their real motto, 21 times to say no. So technically once a day for 3 weeks, 21 times is enough to break a habit of a lifetime, but it's also enough time to build a habit, a good habit for the rest of your life as well. 92% from the HSE reported that they do get tripped up in the PM, so in the evening time. Again, because we're just a little bit more relaxed, maybe we're home from work, if we're lucky enough that we don't work shift work. Then we're just coming home, we relax, we like to watch TV, maybe have a glass of wine, have something nice to eat, then we go to bed, and then it's kind of the same thing again next day. The third point then is eating at night does not tend to lead to weight gain. It's what we eat at night is what leads up to it. I am a nighttime eater, can put both hands up for that. So I will always have a carb for the evening time. So if I want a couple of crackers and spread it with cheese, if I want to have a Slimbo toasted with a slice of cheese, maybe a couple of turkey rashers, if I want to have a bag of popcorn, I will always save that one. But sometimes what we do when we're good during the day, we try to balance the books and to allow ourselves to have the nighttime eating. So it is about just getting that proper balance, which we are going to talk about. But it doesn't mean, as I said last week, I'm past the stage now. I've done every programme and every diet going. I've gone to bed 7 or 8 o'clock. Going to bed narky, waking up starving, just being cranky with everyone around me. I've done that, so that's why I keep the carb for night time in case that I need it, or else have the right food. So it doesn't mean that we have to stop eating, it's just a type of food that we eat especially going to bed. So ideally definitely 2 hours. So if we go to bed at 11 to stop eating at 9, it would be the general rule of thumb there. So some of the little mottos that we might use, which are great excuses. The first one is, I've had a really stressful day at work, I deserve a treat. It's a great one. It's a brilliant one, and it's one that probably that we all use. And it doesn't mean that we have to be stressed at work. It could be a stressful day with the kids, with the grandkids, stressful day in the house. It doesn't necessarily mean that we have to be in a work environment. It can just be life that is there, and we can balance it out by, as it says further down on the poster, is to write a list of 10 non-food stress relievers, really, is what it is. Sorry, the mind went blank there. 10 non-food stress relievers. For me, I always try and keep 3. So it could be taking a bath, it could be lighting lavender incense, it could be reading a book, it could be listening to music, it could be sitting in a room. For me, I love sitting in a quiet room, so I'm not on the phone or anything. I'm just maybe looking out the window. I'm just maybe having 40 winks, and it's just to refresh the mind. So other ways to relieve stress. Momentarily, the food will relieve the stress, and it's like someone giving us a hug and everything is great. And 5 minutes later, we're saying, our imagination starts going wild, and we start thinking, my clothes are getting tight, I'm at putting on 2 or 3 pounds, and then the guilt sets in. So it's really about eliminating that and finding non-food stress relievers. So you'll find your own little niche. We all have our own little niche where we know we'll find a bit of relief. Next, then, it could be basic to connect with someone. So sometimes we don't even need food. What we just need is to maybe offload a little bit, talk to someone, obviously that we know well, maybe a friend or a family member, or a husband, a partner, a child, a grandchild, just to let them know that we're having a rough day, maybe get a little bit of sympathy. And sometimes that's all we need rather than food. Another little motto that we might use is, I have to have something sweet before I go to bed. So again, that can be a childhood habit that we used to have something sweet, maybe a biscuit and a glass of milk before we went to bed. So again, these habits can be broke. But really, what I say there is, if you fancy something sweet, there's loads of fruit that is sweet. Your pink lady apples, your melon, your pineapple, your kiwi, your oranges, all that fruit is in there. Yes, it's not the bar, I get that. But sometimes we have to use our imagination. And really it boils down to a very straight question that I have to ask. Either we want to lose weight or we don't. The obvious answer is yes, we do. Because obviously we're always Slim for Life and we're coming to class every week and we're getting weighed. But what are we doing in between weigh-ins to see a difference on the scales? Okay, or for Plan B members, what difference are we making for when you weigh yourself at home? So a couple of points is to break the habit. So that habit just needs to be broken. It does only take 21 times of saying no, or 21 days, let's say. Take a walk. That's a great one. Okay, now it looks like it's going to rain out there, but taking a walk, lose yourself in nature is a good one. Have hands-on fun. So really what the HSE is encouraging, I think it's kind of coming back into fashion, let's say. Because I'm on a mothers group and I see a lot of mothers are in search of board games, so your Scrabble, your Monopoly. So the hands are just busy, so the hands aren't busy doing this. That playing games could be knitting, it could be the adult colouring books, multiple things is in there that we could do to keep our hands busy, okay, but not with food. The last point on that one is think about healthy tomorrow. So keeping our hands busy, we could go into the kitchen, we could do our food prep for tomorrow. And while we're doing that, if we're hungry, like you have a carrot, you have cucumber, you have your tomato, your salad, so you can have your little bits as you're preparing for tomorrow to be successful. The next one then is, I'm so careful what I eat during the day that at night I'm starving. So sometimes that's what we can do. We can be just really good and maybe really watching the carbs, and we're saying, right, I'm going to keep my 3 carbs for the evening. When I get home, I'm going to have my dinner, and then I'm going to have this, and I'm going to have that. So we're quite heavy in the evening time. So things that can help that is find the balance. So eat little and often throughout the day is really, really key. So that doesn't happen, that we're so good that we're starving at night time and anything really goes and we don't really care. To have that balance throughout the day. So as I said, eat little and often, like what we talked about last week, for the metabolism as well, to keep in that fine tune, to keep the metabolism up here rather than dipping and spiking at different times throughout the day. Make breakfast a routine. It's in its name. You're breaking your fast from the night before. Very old saying, breakfast like a king, because it is the most important meal of the day. Schedule your snacks. So if we're not great with snacks, that you're just kind of really having your 3 meals, or you might be missing one particular snack, usually it's the 11s that go, or else the 3 o'clock mark is what goes, that particular box on the food diary. Set an alarm on your phone, something that's going to remind you to have your healthy snack. But it is really important to eat little and often. Then to plan your treat. So a treat, what seldom is wonderful. So the generation that we live in, it's a treat nearly every hour on the hour. But if we're going to be constantly having treats maybe 2 or 3 times a week, it's not really a treat, and it kind of loses its meaning, and we don't really tend to enjoy it. So really to plan your treat, have your takeaway, have your couple of glasses of wine, have your slice of cheese, have your nice bread, whatever it's going to be. Enjoy your treat, find a balance that's not too close to weigh-in day, And then it's really about getting back on track straight after we have our treat, and to enjoy it and allocate it there once a week. Your last one then is I need a drink before bed to help me relax. It's another great one. It's a brilliant one. And again, that's something that has slipped in because of COVID, because maybe we weren't working in the office, so we didn't have to get up early, or we didn't have to get up and drive in the morning time. So the glass of wine was there. And again, I always feel that wine is more socially acceptable. Like if you order a glass of wine at 12 o'clock in the day, nothing is really said. But if you ask for a vodka or a gin, starting early, aren't we? The eyebrows could be raised a little bit and a couple of questions might get asked. So what can happen there is that obviously alcohol inhibits your ability to make the right food choice. So usually on the first drink, if anyone even attempted to offer us something, what happens is we nearly get offended. It's like, no, I'm fine, because we're happy with just having our drink. By the second drink, we're the one asking, will we get a takeaway on the way home? Will we order something in? Will I make a sandwich? Is there any nuts or crisps in there? The next one is to stop at one glass. So again, I know we're Irish and we kind of say bird never flew on one wing, and sometimes we're happy enough with the glass because it's going down nice and we're starting to feel relaxed and a nice film is after coming on, that we go in and we kind of use the excuse the wine is going to go off. And that's not the case. We're just going to go on to the second video, just in case you're wondering. Tonight I'm just going over time on the first video, but stopping at that one glass is important, because sometimes what we do is that we keep going back, and especially house measures, they're world apart from pub measures. And what I've heard is that pub measures that are drinking out now, the price has just gone through the roof. So what we might find is we're having a couple of drinks before we go out. Maybe we might have a drink when we come home. But again, those measures is what we need to watch. And the $1,000,000 question really is, what size is the glass? I have wine glasses that they do hold a bottle of wine, and I know from before I was pregnant, when I have a glass of wine, I do fill it to the top, and I'm being really honest with you, and it does hold a bottle of wine. But sometimes what happens on food diaries, and even myself, I could say I only had one glass of wine, but really it was a bottle of wine. And then if we go on to the second glass, that's on to the second bottle of wine. And it's the next day that we pay the price, and we're in the moment, it's all lovely and wonderful. So it's the size of the glass what matters as well. So your two little funny mottos for this week is that what we eat in private, we wear in public. So just because no one has seen us doesn't mean that we're going to wear it and that we're not going to put on weight. I would have been a real secret eater. Again, I'm being really honest with you. When I went to get diesel or petrol in the car, and the cashier says we have 2 of these on special for €1, absolutely, I'll take them, have them in the car. You can get rid of the wrappers, get rid of the evidence. But I did wear it, and that's the thing. So to recognise where that might be happening, it could be when himself or the kids are out maybe football training, or to go out for a walk, to leave you in peace for an hour, maybe to watch something on Netflix. Is that our time for secret eating because no one is around? It could be the car, it could be the house coat, it could be the cushion covers, it could be in work. There's multiple places that secret eating can happen, but unfortunately we do end up wearing it. Your second little funny motto for this week is that kitchen pickers wear bigger knickers. So again, it's just to watch all those little bits add up. It's generally not on a food diary like a takeaway. It's not the glass of wine or the bottle of wine, or the bar of chocolate or anything like that. It's generally a series of small things that happens in the week that can sabotage our weight loss from week to week. So I really want to stay focused, really to watch the carbs, as I said at the beginning, to watch our carbs, keep it between 3 to 4 a day. So no more than 4. If you hit 5 a day, you will end up putting on 2.5 pounds in a week. Make sure we're keeping our food diary and drinking our water. And as I said, Tuesday morning members, Mark from Brohies will definitely be there next week with your samples. Apologies for that, he had a family emergency this morning. But stay safe, have a fabulous week. Let's see, less of each other this week. I'm cracking the whip on Sam and on myself this week. I'm going for £2 and Sam is going for 5. We have your back as much as what you have at your back, and I just want to say thank you so much for your support. It means a lot, and without you there would not be Slim for Life, and I would not have the utter and total job satisfaction that I have. It's my dream. It really is my dream job, and I just love supporting everyone in the group. So I am here to help, but I want us all to have a fantastic week. Big hugs and kisses to all, and stay safe, and we'll see each other next week. Bye.